Hello, welcome to this channel. My name is Enoch. Many of the tools and technologies that we use in DevOps uses JSON for data exchange and YAML to write configuration file. And as DevOps engineer, you must be able to, at the very least, write YAML and read JSON. At best, you should be able to read and write both. And that's why today we'll be looking at JSON and YAML. We'll be using variable to understand Python data structure. We use Python data structure to understand JSON and JSON to understand YAML. Now, what is variable? A variable is just a way of saving a piece of data. It's a fundamental concept used to store, retrieve, and manipulate a piece of data. And when you save a data, it will have a type, it will have a name, it will have a scope, it will have a value. If you define a variable in a function, it will be limited to that function. It will have a scope, a local scope to that function. But imagine you define it in your larger, project, it will have a global scope to that project. All right. Let's go to our shell and see an example of saving a variable. I can say skill equals DevOps, and I can say echo $skill, and I can even use it in a sentence. I can say echo we are learning $skill, and you can see we are learning DevOps. So something like that. Save a piece of variable with a name, and you can use it anywhere else. All right, let's go back to our slide and go to Python data structure. So in Python data structure, we have integer, float, strings, list, tuple, dictionary, and set. And integer and float are basic data types used to represent numerical values. And when those values come with decimal value, it will be called float. But when it comes as whole number, then it's an integer. So an integer is a whole number without a fractional part. It can be positive, negative, or zero. Float is a number that has decimal point. All right, let's go to our web page. Open your web page and let's go to Google. You can go to, just type Python editor online, and we can use this program means. All right, now let us try to understand integer. I can say num equals 30, and I can say print num, and I can say print type of num. And if I run this, see to tell me it's class of int, this is an integer. But if I go ahead and put a decimal point there, so I say 0.5, and if I run this, you see that this will change, is a type of float. So when you have decimal point with any number like that in a programming Python like this, to be a float, if there is no decimal, is a whole number, then it's an integer. All right, let's move on. Now let's go to a string. Strings are immutable sequence of character. Immutable means that once you create it, you cannot modify it, and it's surrounded by either double quote or single quote. Strings are immutable sequence of characters, and they can be surrounded by either double quote or single quote. Let's go back to our web page, and let's do this again. Let's just do this for space, and can I say print can say name equals Mark. Name equals Mark. I can say print name, and I can say print type of name. And if I print this for you, you can see it's a class of string. Even if I put single quote there, it will still be the same thing, class of string. See, let's run this again, class of string. All right. I can do a lot with it, but we really don't need it for now. There's a lot I can tell you about string. I can print each of the elements. I can print each of the alphabet out. I can do some things with it, but let's just leave it like that and move on. And the next thing, let's leave it like that for now. When we get to Python, I will do more with it. I will tell us more about string. All right, the next data structure is list. Lists are ordered mutable collection of items. They are ordered. Each element in a list has an index value. You can work with it individually. So they are ordered and they are mutable. Collection of items. Mutable means that even after it has been created, it can still be modified. So they can store items of different types, including Boolean, including null, and we use square bracket for list. So let's go to our web page again and let's see list. Let's do this for space and let's just LST equals is in square brackets. Then you open your double quote or single quote for each one. Then I can say lion, just put a comma. I can say mountain. I can say 56. I can say true. I can say none. I can say Monday, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's our list. I can say print LST, and I can say print type of LST. Let's run this. And you can see is a class of list. Is a class of list. You can see that. And I told you that is mutable, so I can modify it. I can say LST of 1 equals to elephant. And if we print it like this, you will see that 1 is now, I've changed mountain to elephant. You can see, so I can print each of the elements in it, but let's just leave it and move on. It's not relevant for what we are doing today. Let's move on. So let's go to the next one, tuple. Tuple is an ordered immutable collection of data. Mutable again means that once it's created, it cannot be modified. Once the tuple has been created, all right, it uses parentheses. However, you can concatenate tuple. All right, let's go and check it out. Let's go back to our web page and let's make a space and let's say to TPL equals, open your parentheses, let's say 9 of Wednesday, boy, say false, say none too again. All right, now let's say print TPL, and I can say print type of TPL, and if we run this, you will see that it's class of tuple. It's class of tuple. All right, let's move on. There's a lot I can do with it, but we don't need it for now. When we get to Python, I will explain more about each data structure. All right, dictionary. Dictionary are unordered collection of key value pairs. Yeah, dictionaries are unordered collections of key value pair. That's the word to pay attention to, key value pair. So you have a key and you have a value. And let's go to our slide, to our web page, and let's can say char equals to, then we use curly bracket for dictionary. And open your double quote or single quote. Then I can say first name, and I can say first name is Mark. Put a comma there. I can say last name is Robinson. Can put a comma there. Is married. And I can say true. You can say age. I'm going to say is 54. And so on and so forth. But let's just leave it like this. And I can say print char, and I can say print type of char. And if you run this, you will see that, I would like to put a space here so that it can be neat. All right, let's run it now. Okay, you can see this is a type of dictionary. That's the short, the dictionary. All right, so first name is a key, Mark is a value for the first name, last name is a key here, Robinson is a value for last name, is married is a key, true is a value for that, age is a key, so it's a key value pair stuff. So that's that. And I just want you to look at it the way it is, like that, and let's go and use that to understand JSON and YAML. I will skip set for today. Let's go to JSON. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. It's a lightweight data interchange format. JSON is a standard format for data exchange today in the IT industry. It's easy for human to read and write, and it's easy for machine to parse and generate. When I say parse, I'm trying to parse. What parse means there is machine can easily, any programming language can easily, convert JSON to its own data structure for usage. And that's that. Let's continue. What are some of the characteristics of JSON? Data is represented in as key value pairs, just as we saw in dictionary, and is written in curly bracket. Curly braces will hold objects. Objects are like your key value pairs. Square bracket will hold arrays or list. And values can be strings, it can be number, it can be positive, it can be float, and it can be negative. It can be array or list. It can be an object having key and value like that. It can be Boolean, and this Boolean will be true or false, and it can be null. All right, so Though JSON originates from JavaScript, it is language independent with parsers available for many programming languages, just like I explained earlier. So JSON is often used to exchange data between a server and a web application, or it's using API, REST APIs and so on. And if you are creating a JSON file, you have to give it a .json extension. And JSON does not support comment. If you are naming a file, you have to give it. If you are naming a JSON file, you have to give it .json extension. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me open my VS Code, and let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So let's say I want to open. I don't need to open a folder. Let's just create a file here. Let's create a file here. I say practice.json. That's what I'm talking about. You can see sign is already there. That's a JSON file. That's a JSON file there. So I can start writing my JSON stuff straight. All right. So that's that. But before I come back to this VS Code. So anytime you are trying to create a JSON file, you have to give it a .json extension. Don't forget that. But first, let's go to our web page, and let's go to Google again. Let's go to JSON editor online. That will tell us if we are wrong or if we are right. All right. So this is a JSON editor. So we can create a JSON file here. So it's in curly bracket. So just open your curly bracket like that, and we can start creating the JSON file. I can say first name, and can give it a value Enoch. Then you put a comma. Then you go to your next line. You can say last name. Put your colon, then last name Wolf, the comma, then next line, and you can say is married. Then you can put your false, put your comma, then you can say age. You can say it's 20. Put your comma, then you can go down. You can say hobbies. Hobbies now will be an array or a list. So what I would do is I'll go down. I'll open my square bracket, and I will open it up. And first one can say reading. Put your comma, then go down, then put the second one, can say swimming. I can just leave it like that. Can say phone number. Then I want to make the phone number. I have two different types of phone numbers, so I want to put both. So that would be a list first, and it will also be so that would be a list. So let's open our square bracket first, and let's go down. Now I will have to put type of the phone number, and I will put it there. So that's key value. So now I have to open the curly bracket again. So I will now type the first one, type. Then what type of line is this one? This is my home number. Then comma. Then I'll put number now. Then I can 111 234 5435, something like that. And I am done with the first one. Put your comma, then go down, open your square bracket to start the second one, and you can open your code, your double quote, then your type. Now again, your type, then your double quote. This is mobile. Put your comma, then go down, then put your number, your double quote, your colon, then put the number 234 543 6543, something like that, and I'm done with that. Let's just leave it like that. I just want you to see that you can have a list, you can have an object, a list of objects, or an array of objects, like this, and to be fine. Let's see. You can see everything is fine. We can close it one after the other, and it will open everything. You can see hobbies, you can see 01, you can see phone number. We have 2 keys there, the first one, second one. All right, so that's that. If I copy this, can copy this, and let's go to our VS Code so that you can see how it is, and I can paste this here. You can see. So you can just save your file if you need it. If you don't need it, you can just leave it. All right, so I just want you to see those ones. So let's move on. Now we're going to YAML. YAML means YAML markup language. It's funny, it's a data serialization language. It's human readable. It's very easy to read and write. It does not have you don't need comma, you don't need your double or single quote, you don't need your bracket, curly bracket, you don't need your you don't need all those things. It's language agnostic. It works very well with various programming languages. And most programming languages can convert YAML to its own data structure for usage. It's often used for writing configuration files, like I said earlier. And let's move on. Basic content include numbers, strings, ordered list of items, key value pair, boolean, and null. And if you are creating a YAML file, you can either name it .yaml or your .yml or .yaml. You have to give it .yml or .yaml extension. Let's go and see that in our VS Code. So I can say I want to create a file here, and can say practice.yml, and I can save this. You can see the sign is different, and you can start writing it. I don't need any curly bracket or so. I will just so that you can be sure that we are right. Let's go and use an editor again. Let's go to google.com and let's use YML. Let's use YAML editor online. Let's use that one, and we can use any. Let's just pick this first one, and can just start typing like that. Name Enoch. You don't need to put comma. I can say first name. Then I can say last name, and I can say Robinson. Can say is married. I can say true. Then I can say hobbies. Very, very easy. You can see, because hobbies is an array or list. Just give space and indentation, and put your hyphen for the first one, and put the first one. Reading, and because the second one, let's put the hyphen again. Swimming. You want to put another one. Piano, playing, something like that, and you can move on. Oh, I want to now, okay, phone number, then you can say now I want to give an array of phone numbers. So I'm going to just first put the first hyphen, and I will say type home, something like that. Then I can say number 11123454332, something like that. And that's the first one. The second one, I'll put another hyphen. I'll say type, put your colon. Then I'll say this is mobile. Then I'll say number. Then I can say 432-543-6547, something like that, and that's that. So basically that's that. You can see it's very, very easy. If we had made any mistake, this will have pointed it out, and this will have pointed it out. You can see everything is fine there. Everything is fine there. 5 keys, 3 objects. You can see 2. You can see. So that's that. I can go ahead and write address. And I'll make it an array. You can give comment in JSON by using your hash. It will be fine. This is a staff, so something like that. You can just play around with it. You'll be fine. I can copy it, and we can go to our YML file. Can paste it here. You can see it's fine. So that's just that about YAML and JSON. So practice it. You see, it's YAML is very interesting, very easy. No comma, no code, no bracket. It's just pretty straightforward. So that's that. I'm going to leave it like that. And thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.